The scholastic worldview is built on balance, connection, senses, turned into action through deliberation, motion from one stage to the next, an overlapping grid, 3 rows for the 3 powers of the soul, columns bringing each row to completion. Today's focus is the 3rd stage, emotion, where values are turned into passions, which I mean a effect or a wound on the soul. It's more something that happens to us than anything else, and something that is unknown to the apathetic, but something in which the volatile are swept away. Keeping the immaterial in touch with the material, let's avoid errors like the claim that reason is and ought to be the slave of the passions, or even that logical laws do not apply to humanity either in part or maybe in our highest degree. We are irrational. Scholastics agree, well, they disagree with that, but they agree that the appetite resists reason. Yes, but only because, according to Aristotle, the intellect dominates the appetite by a politic or royal type of power, not a despotic one. Despotism, that's the way the soul rules the body. I command my fingers to type, and they obey. They are made to obey. That is despotism. But a royal power is how a man rules over free subjects. It's a human thing. Free subjects who, though subject to the government of the ruler, have nevertheless something of their own, by reason of which they can resist the orders of him who commands. The opposite error would see passions as inadequate or incomplete thoughts, so that the more an emotion is known, the less we suffer from it. Maybe emotions aren't even thoughts at all, just physical, vascular, and respiratory disturbances like an uncoiling spring. Well, yes, passion hinders judgment, and according to Sallust, those who take counsel should be free from hatred and other things, and it is more praiseworthy to do a work of charity from judgment of reason than from mere passions like pity. But that door swings both ways. That sword has 2 edges. Second, there's a choice. A man, by the judgment of reason, can choose to be affected by a passion and choose it in order to work more promptly in cooperation with the sensitive appetite. We can train, and therefore we are partly responsible for our passions in a way that we are not responsible for the uncoiling of a spring. In our system, emotions are primarily here a motive for the human act. We're still at stage 3 here, getting things going, but they can also be the object. And so with a caveat for the ages, a common sense caveat, we give the final word to Aristotle, who said anger listens to reason somewhat.